Hello, this is Ashley from myloverback.com, and today I want to reveal to you the secret to make your ex call you, want you, and get back together with you. So if you're interested in any of this, into how to contact an ex and when to contact an ex, this is exactly what you want to be watching right now. So a lot of people just kind of rush into contact after a breakup without too much thought. All they know is, they need to talk to their ex, they need to, explain to them what happened, or try to figure out exactly why they want to break up and to change their mind basically. And usually this happens during a really emotional state, so you're not going to be thinking clearly, and all you're going to be really driven by is your emotions, which means you're going to be emotional on the phone or in your letter, and you're going to say things that are very dramatic and perhaps even things you might not even mean. So here I'm just going to break down what you should do when you're thinking about making contact, the when, how, and what now when it comes to making contact with an ex. So the first is when to initiate contact. This is very important because you see, there is a period after the breakup when you shouldn't consider contacting your ex at all. So this is kind of talking about when do you know when you're ready to contact your ex. Now, I won't go too deeply into this in this slideshow, but there is a link after this video or near this video that I'll show you an in-depth guide or a formula to how you or when you should contact your ex. So, but I won't go into that too much here. The next important thing is how to initiate contact. So this is kind of along the lines of what you should say, how you should act in your message, and the type of important things or the tone you should come across in your message. This is very important because if you're gonna contact them and you're gonna say things like, "Oh, I missed you so much. I love you. I'm so sorry," and saying those things over and over again in a letter is actually not that productive when you want to get an ex back. So here I'll show you exactly what you should say and what you shouldn't say instead. What now is kind of, what you should do after you do the contact. So a lot of people say, okay, now that I've contacted my ex, what do I do now? And this isn't that difficult, but I think people struggle with this because a lot of people want instant results, and a lot of times you have to be patient because your ex needs time to digest what you've written, what you've said, and just overall they need time away from you and away from the breakup to think, basically. When you initiate contact will depend on a few important variables. So this will be different for everybody, but here are 3 important things you must keep in mind when you're thinking about contacting your ex. So the first is if you're ready to contact your ex. So oftentimes you're probably going to be way too emotional or stressed out to really be even thinking about contacting your ex because you're not at that stage when you have full control yourself to be able to come across, give that message, the right message to your ex, or come across the right attitude or tone. And if you're not ready to contact your ex, you might very likely do and say the wrong things. Actually, a huge huge chance of saying and doing the wrong things. So this is very important to evaluate when you're ready. And once again, to evaluate when you are ready, please click on the link that's at the end of this video or near this video to give you the full breakdown of how to evaluate that. The reason for the breakup is extremely important, and so many people just don't dwell on this enough. I think if there's any time you need to dwell on something, this is something that you really need to think more about, because obviously the reason is why they've decided to leave you or they don't want to be with you anymore. So this is very important to figure out. Even if if you're not totally sure, just have some kind of an idea, even if you have to make something up. Okay, this is kind of funny because I think we kind of forget that your ex is going through this breakup as well. So, apart from judging whether you're ready for contact, you need to evaluate whether your ex would be prepared to hear from you. Um, Once again, it's not all about you. So, a lot of persuading someone else into your way of thinking or getting them to do something you want them to do is to understand where they're coming from and what their wants and needs are. So you need to get inside your ex's shoes and ask yourself, at this point in our relationship, would I really be prepared to hear from me, or you? And basically, you give yourself a score out of 10. But this is kind of vague, but if you want the full rundown or the exact formula for how you evaluate all of these separate points, please click on the link and download a free report that'll show you what to do.